I knew I wanted tattoos when I was 4. Like
At 4?
At 4. I knew I wanted
You
tattoos.
wanted tat? I got a piece of my brother. That was a second tattoo. He passed on. And that nigga died in front of me in my hand. Do you think men really hit you up because of how you look with your tattoos?
Yes. I'm very convinced.
Yo, welcome to our new podcast, Zanzi Tattoo Stories. It's all about the culture. It's all about the culture, fam. I'm your host, Dumiso Mutaung. I'm with the beautiful lady on my side, Adelaide Lishupi, a.k.a. Adija Dikata. Ba, 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 ba. Together, we uncover the beauty behind the world of body modification. Please introduce yourself, good lady.
Okay, hi guys. My name is Adelaide, but I go by Adija. I'm a piercing artist and tattoo apprentice at Soweto Inc. So today, basically, it's as Ndumiso said, we're here to break down the culture for you. So if you're into tattoos, piercings, body modification, and body alteration, click on the right channel. Stay tuned. So what are tattoos? I hate that question so much. What are tattoos? So
it's the most boring question ever.
But a lot of people think that henna is tattoos. I mean, like, there is the difference between henna tattoos and then there's tattoos, the permanent tattoos.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's two different. It's two different things. I regard henna as like just temporary tattoos because I mean it's there, it's gone the other day, so it's never there with you. And there's limited designs to henna, but also tattooing goes like way back. We can tap into like way back in indigenous cultures all in around Africa. So I think you might tell us more about going back into, time about tattoos, where they actually originated and started.
Yeah. Okay. Tattoo origin stories are actually quite debatable currently because the first mummy was found in 1991. This is Otzi the Iceman. So it is believed that this guy has lived in between 3300 BC and 3550 BC, right? This is the first man found with tattoos. Like, he dates back. Now, my favorite controversy, was he a black man?
Yeah, that raises, a lot of questions because as I was just trying to find research, a lot of research was, showing that he's in between. I don't know what that is, but a lot of other research says he's black. Other research on YouTube says he's white. So I never get the idea. But do you wanna tell us more?
I mean, I personally can't say where he falls, but deep down in my soul, I'm convinced he was a black man. Think about it. Like, hear me out, right? I am convinced that Africa, as a whole, is literally the heart of everything creative. Everything creative. I'm convinced.
True. I'm with you on that.
I'm convinced.
I'm with you on that. And I don't think it also dates back to just Otzi the Iceman.
There's probably something from way back.
Way back. Yeah, way back. There's a lot from way back. And there's different body modification techniques that were used way back, like scarification.
True.
Yeah, and a lot of that was used for, different things. According to some research, the ladies would use scarification and, enlarging their mouth to beautify themselves in order to appeal to the gentlemen, of which, it brings to question the correlation now, how we also get tattooed to look good and, to fall in, the category. But going back to scarification, fill us in. What do you know about the scarification?
Okay, I do know that scarification is as good as tribal tattoos. Different scars and the placements mean different things. There's warriors, there's survivors, there's nurturers. There's different types of scars for different types of reasons and people, right? But I do have a question. If you're into scarification, please answer this question for me. What leads you to decide that I'm ready to get a scar? I think there's a question that we get as tattooed people, like, so what made you get a tattoo? And for us, some of us, well, for me, it was, I like tattoos, so I got it. So I wonder, for people that are into scarification, is that the same thing, or is it more like cultural based, religious based? Please help me out to understand.
Yeah, I also want to know because it's the same thing as you say with tattoos. With scarification, it's a bit, deeper. But if you dive deeper, people use these body modifications for different things. Remember, it can be religious, it can be,
Cultural.
health, cultural, stuff like that. People that are facing certain things, they want to align certain things. So there's a lot that goes down. But if there's somebody that knows more about scarification and wants to share and wants to jump on and let us know, tell us their story.
Please
They're willing
teach
to
us.
jump on. Yeah.
Tell us your story. Okay, so types of tattoos. There's apparently different types of tattoos. Not tattoo styles, but types of tattoos, like the medical tattoos,
Correct.
and all of that. You have
Yeah.
knowledge on that as well?
Well, I hear that back in the days, there was tattoos. It's just minimal information. People can jump in and correct us. There was tattoos that are used for healing yourself. That certain tattoos. I don't know. The exact designs, but they used those as healing mechanisms. They also used certain tattoos for spiritual warfares that they are facing in their life, And it also makes me think how today, you would also go through a point where, everything is not going right, you're in an emotional point, things are not going well, and you probably think, what can actually get me up? What can, evoke, something in me? And then you end up probably getting a tattoo, and at some point that tattoo results to healing. We have a lot of stories regarding to that. You see how it correlates with the whole healing thing.
Process. Yeah, true. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. A whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then piercings. My favorite topic, piercings. So I don't know about you, but I get this question a lot as a piercing artist. Is it painful?
Well, we will uncover more with the guests that we're gonna have regarding piercings. I'd like somebody to have an input, because how people are when we are piercers. They're like, no, you guys not telling us the truth and stuff like that. So it will be better when there's somebody that explains more. But with piercings, hey, piercings are not painful. I don't think they're painful. You have a lot in the most also weird places.
Weird.
on your surface triggers. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's the most weirdest piercing. So I don't think they are painful, because if they are painful, think about it. People wouldn't be coming so much for more.
And choose like tats. I always say it's a curious pain, because I think it's a curious pain. Like, oh my God, it's painful, it's painful, it's painful, it's painful, it's painful. Then when it's done, it's like, but was it really painful? Let me go and find out. Then you find yourself
But
back at the
what
parlor.
makes you go again? Like, what makes you want to go get another one?
I'd say it's a curious pain. Like, was it really painful? Because like, hear me out. With piercings, it's like, deep breath in, out, we're done. You get me? Now with tats, it's like, yo. Oh, we're done. Okay, sharp, sure. Then after the healing process, like, ish, but I don't remember how this felt. Let me go and check again.
But here's the main question that we normally have. Are tattoos addictive? Coming to your point. Well, my opinion in what you're saying is that, yeah, it's about the pain, but sometimes it's also about looking good, about self more than anything, because most cases you would, look at yourself in the mirror and speak to yourself and look, oh, okay, I look good today. I have a couple of tattoos. I need to add more to look good. And also, sometimes people that walk around you will say, your tattoos look beautiful, and motivate you and stuff like that. And you feel a need to always look good, so that motivates you in whatever you do in yourself, being yourself and stuff like that, and generally how you look in public. As much as we're going to get into that topic where it's so annoying to be looked at.
Yo.
But hey, look, we signed up for it. We are here. So we got to chop that up. That is another topic on its own. Mm-hmm. Regarding that, at some point, I was just, like at a mall, walking at a mall. Obviously, we're getting into summer now. Person is in shorts and vest. The reactions were amazing. The reactions were, I don't know, like people were so amazed the way they looked at me. It's as if I just, dropped from a different planet. You know when you see an alien, you're like, oh, who's this?
Who's this?
It was crazy, but at the same time, I have to contain everything, and sometimes I try not to look at people in the eyes because I can almost tell every story. I can almost tell what you're saying about my tattoos or what you're saying about me, But it's just that I can't really respond. But sometimes it really annoys me to a point where I want to walk up to you and answer all your questions. This is why we have this channel, so that people can bring their questions.
Yeah, so we can answer.
Yeah.
Guys, don't look, right? Don't stare. Apparently staring is rude. So just communicate.
It's very rude.
Like, hear me out. It's as simple as, yo, you got 6 tattoos. Can I ask you some questions? Trust me, I will stop and answer all your questions. Even if I'm late for work, I will stop to answer your questions. Don't look. Like the staring thing, nah, you guys do the things. It does
bad.
the things.
It's bad. It makes you feel so uncomfortable in a way. But the thing is, it comes in 2 ways also. There's a point where it feels uncomfortable. There's people who appreciate.
Yeah.
So the ones that appreciate, you can almost tell their facial reactions that they're appreciating. Some come up to you and tell you. Rather come up to me and tell me. The other face reactions, they talk about you, they point you.
Yo, you can hear the conversations. And it's like, bruh, I have ears big enough to hear tomorrow's conversation, so I can hear what you're saying. But either way, like I always say this, right? I didn't get tattoos to be a object of someone's fascination or fantasies.
Correct.
That is not why I got tattoos.
Correct.
Let me tell you why I got tattoos, and I'm going to say this with my chest. I got tattoos to be a walking museum. Appreciate my art properly. Don't stare at me. Don't make me feel like the Picasso that was working on my art did something bad. It's not that. Don't look at me and scream, nah, the shawty can tie me up. No, I cannot do that. I just like my ink and my piercings. That's where it ends. That is where it ends.
Talking about a person that would tie you up, I think that's correlating to people sexualizing the whole thing.
Thank you. I hate it so
Do
much.
you want to tap into that? How do you feel when you sometimes walk around, and especially with spaces where there's a lot of people, men, how do you feel walking around with tattoos, especially when you're in short stuff and all of that? How does it make you feel?
Honestly, most of the time, 98% of the time, I wouldn't care less. But the 5% of the time is, yo, madi tatas, after mujimu karatawe. And it's like, dog, after mujimu ratan, come on, I love your kwan or something. Me? You don't know me from above, so you get me. Yeah. And besides that, it's also like, yo, like, and next thing is someone that's there touching you up, like, who told you could touch me? Like, it's like you're born, okay, born. Then next thing you're being touched. Like, nah, dog. Your hands have eyes too? Like, with your eyes. It's simple. I don't know about other people with tattoos, but I generally don't like being touched.
And people love touching when they're looking at tattoos, and I never get the fascination behind them touching and trying to feel if you have bumps and all of that, and it's just so weird.
Like, you know what, I figured like maybe it comes from the type of tattoo style you have on your body. I like realism. Most of my tats look alive, right? So sometimes like, I gotta snap it, you get me? And it's like, okay, yeah, sure. But then like, there's a curse, like, is this a picture? And then there's like, like, wait, now why would I feather and stuff? No.
So now tell me, at some point, there's days where you wake up, you feel like, today, I don't want to talk to people. I don't want people to talk back to. I just want to go do exactly what I want to do in the mall and come back, When you wake up and feel like that, how does it affect your mood? How does it affect your dress code? How does it affect how you feel?
A bum and a bonnet. That's the best way I can explain it.
I don't know what that means.
A bum and a bonnet. Okay.
Yeah.
I become a bum and a bonnet. I will look like a bum. I will dress long sleeves. Everything long sleeve. The only thing you're going to see is probably my piercings and my neck tat. But Matthias and Ruby and my entire players over here, you're not going to see none of them. The only thing you can ever stare at is my face because I got facial piercings. right? But then sometimes, yo, we punte her, and sometimes it's like, yeah, so I could learn we punte so you know, like I don't know, like I always want to understand one thing, right? Why is it mind blowing? But like when people see piercings, it's like, oh, I didn't know you could pierce that part. But it's like, look, it's skin, it's meat.
I think it's just different people seeing body modification differently, and other people are very late because they see things very late, and they're like, oh, I've never seen this. So I think it's just the culture that we're talking about, where we at currently with the culture and how it's still growing, and compared to international, spaces and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and then there's also the negative stereotypes about people with tattoos. Guys, first and foremost, not everyone with tattoos went to jail, okay? Not all of us have jailhouse tattoos.
Yeah, adding on that, also, Becky Kele, we are not gangsters. We have professions, we have businesses, we are creators, we work in spaces, we're doctors, we're everything. So please stop classifying us as gangsters. We are not gangsters. Not that we're worried about what you're saying, but, it's just one of the things that we need to address out of the way.
Just to clear the air, like... Fact check. Yeah. And what else? Negative stereotypes. Ooh, there's this one that like really annoys my soul. But I try to get it, but it really annoys my soul. You're going to hell. Like, so because I have tattoos, you scheme. Like my favorite reply is sure. Like, sure.
Imagine, how do they even know you're going to hell?
Like, I always say this, like, your beliefs are not my beliefs. Right?
Correct.
But you say that to someone, they get so offended. And it's like, so you don't believe in God? And it's like, no. That is not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I think I know where I'm going. So do not tell me where you think in your imagination where I'm going to fit your imagination. Because I came here out. Who knows what's on the other side?
Talking about that, and not knowing what's on the other side, and like just different African cultures, because we live in the African cultures where it is very much stigmatized till up to now. But funny enough, dating back, black people had tattoos. Talking about that, let's dive into the topic about parents. That is another big topic.
Yeah,
that is another big topic about parents. Saying we can't get tattoos because tattoos are demonic. And
no one is going to hire you when you get tattoos.
You're not gonna get a government job. Nobody wants to work government.
Honestly,
like nobody wants to work there, because like we have sort of plans about our life and directions about our life. So going into that and growing up and getting into this whole tattoo thing, how did you get in there, and your parents not being a problem? Because I also have a story.
Okay, now I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I knew I wanted tattoos when I was 4. Like
At 4?
At 4. I knew I wanted
You wanted tat?
I wanted tattoos.
Where did you see that? Like
my cousin flew from Russia with some 6'6" spider web, and I was like, nigga, I want that.
At 4?
I want that. I went to my queen and I cried. I was like, Ma, I want a tat.
Been to school. You already
want tattoos. Hear me out. I don't know what it is, but it looks so sick and so alive. I wanted to. Been year after year after year after year. Mommy, can I get a tattoo? You get it when you're 21. Mommy, can I get a tattoo? From 4 till I was 19, Damn. I was asking.
You being a Betty at heart.
Niggas, Betty is a mentality. It's not a look, it's a mentality. Okay? But I don't know how to explain this, right? But growing up, I always felt naked. Like I felt like this is not me. My body's too plain. I'm not comfortable looking like this. This is not me, right? My first tattoo, I was like, sharp, here we go. This is it. This is it. Like, for me, honestly, this is the happiest I've ever been in my life. This is me.
And how did your family feel when you came back with the
They hated my tats. Most of them still do, hey? Like, I'm not going to lie and say most of my family love my tattoos. And I'm going to be very honest, my mom actually hates my ink because she's like, why did you have to go for the masculine tattoos? And it's like, because the masculine tattoos look nicer than the feminine ones. That's just me. That's my opinion. You get me? Like, I want the tattoos that look like can jump up my skin and bite you, you know? No, like, hear me out. I love my ink so much, and I love my my type of tattoo style so much. Like, there is nothing anyone can say to me that can get me to go for laser removal. It doesn't matter. Like, hear me out. You can offer me $1 billion, and I would still say no.
You won't remove your tattoos.
I wouldn't remove my.
Them.
Hear me out. Even when I die, there has. To the International People's Day, I want to frame my tattoos, Clevan. Like, you can skin me and just frame them. Just frame them and donate them to science or to a tattoo museum, something.
You're not that famous.
Hear me out, DB, so right. I figured that I don't want to die and be buried like this for one specific reason. There's tattoo science. You get me? There's still people that are still learning the science behind tattooing. How much skin depth to go through. Like, take my skin and learn. You get me? I personally don't want to be buried. I'd like to donate my body to science. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like
it's crazy.
But that's just me. You get me? Like,
yeah, I get you.
Spiritually and all of that, like, I've made peace with the fact that I am me. I want to always help someone out. You get me? Whether it's like physically donating myself or aspects of me or my spirit.
Hey, gents,
I just
not
always
in the
want
wrong
to.
way.
Yeah, not even. Go.
Because you just said donating yourself just out there.
No. I'm not donating myself like that, guys. I'm a sweet Kenyan. I'm still a baby.
Talking about family stories, you know, my story is it's not that wild, but you know, I come from like a Christian family. My mom is very Christian. So how it came about, I was just, you know, still working. It was after school. I was working, and then I thought, actually my body looks very empty. I need something.
Right? It always feels empty.
What can I get? And I started thinking. I was still at that time in, you know, doing music, DJ and all of that. And then I was like, you know, let me get something. I got a tattoo that was music related, like music notes. I don't even have that tattoo anymore. I covered it up.
We're gonna delve into that. We're gonna talk about that.
So yeah, I got that tattoo, but one tattoo that stood out for me, you know, that was very close to me, you know, it was a piece of my brother. I got a piece of my brother. That was a second tattoo. He passed on, and that nigga died in front of me in my hands. And since then, it wasn't like an easy moment for me or healing, because I always thought he's close to me, he's next to me, you know. And the only way I could actually, you know, make him closer or always remember him was to tattoo him on my skin. And to that, people would ask, oh, okay, how did that help you heal? It helped me heal. It's different strokes for different folks. So that was my second tattoo, of which was very close. So now I started going in more in tattoos and adding. So before that, obviously I'm working in Joburg. I don't go home a lot. My mother doesn't see me a lot. This other time, I go home, and then obviously I wake up from my bedroom. I'm wearing vest. I forgot that I'm home.
Ooh, she saw your ink.
I bump on my mom in the kitchen, and she just looks at me and just keeps quiet and carries on with the day. And then later my brother is like, your mama is asking me what's going on with you. I'm like, nigga, you can see what's going on. Go tell him. Go tell her. And that was the story. And funny enough, to some extent, my mother never asked me. She's always supported me. She's always stood by me. And it was a shock of her life that, you know, I'm starting a tattoo business that's going to actually help you get the food, the same one that, you know, tattooed on my skin. It was shocking for her, because I actually first had to quit my 9 to 5, of which that is another story. I had to quit my 9 to 5 to actually start the whole tattoo business. So for her, I think she saw it as really something that's positive, that's really took me out of the trenches, to really change my mindset, change how I think, how I see things. So yeah, that's a story of my family coming from that point of African child and tattoos.
True. Felt.
Yeah.
Felt. So we do agree that tats are a type of therapy, because there is a segment in our podcast that is called My Type of Therapy. This is a segment where we actually get to talk to either our clients or previous clients on their healing journey via tats and piercings, right?
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and it is a form of, it's a real form of therapy, because if you check, sometimes people come in going through so much, but they want to find a safe space where they can offload, where they can talk, somebody that can understand them, not somebody to judge them. So after them getting that tattoo and finding a safe space, I think it changes how they think and how they perceive things. Maybe you can correct me,
I think it's facts. I think it's true. Because I always say this, like even to the clients that walk into a shop, right? I always say this. We are part of a journey. We're part of your journey. Like, we are family now. You get me? Because then whatever it is you're going through, you have a home to come back to. You get me? Like, I always say this to everyone. Even when I'm at Groove, I'll tell them, bro, Soweto Inc. is home. It's my second home.
Yeah.
You get me? Because then I'm home, away from home. If I am going through something, I know exactly what to do.
Correct.
It's not always get ink. Sometimes I just cry it out and the guys laugh at me. But then I usually talk it out or get my ink done. You get me? So, yeah, I do agree with you. It is home. It is therapy. And it is, I think it's awesome to actually have a great relationship with your tattoo artist or your piercing artist, because then that is, at the end of the day, your therapist, if you think about it.
Correct. Because for some people, it's not just about getting a tattoo. They are writing their story. They are writing a certain story about their life. Because I also have a lot of tattoos that are relating to stories that have happened in my life, things that have happened, achievements, things that wake me up in the morning, because sometimes, you get so demotivated, you just don't want to face the world, you just don't want to do things. But, sometimes when I'm in the bathtub, I look at my, thighs, they're written dream and believe. There ain't no way I'm going to give up, It's that type of motivation for me. So for a lot of people, it does help, to serve as motivations, to get you by, to beautify you, it depends which angle you are coming from.
True.
Speaking about, your therapy, type of therapy when it comes to tattoos and what helps you sort of heal and, wake up, do the things that you want to do, but still be positive, or things that align to, your life. I just want you to jump in terms of your therapy. How does, it help you?
Okay.
How does it work for you?
My tattoos. Okay.
Right.
My tattoos are definitely my therapy. I'm not gonna lie there. I got my first tattoo when I was at the brink of insanity. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but every single thread was snapping. Like, I was holding on to one more thread, just like took a slightly before, and I found Soweto Ink, or Soweto Ink found me, and I don't know, man. My first tattoo is this one.
Yeah.
Right. This is my first tattoo. Not my most sentimental, but definitely one of my first. It's definitely my first and one of my favorites for one specific reason. It's an eye and a rose, right?
Yeah.
So it's basically, in your eyes I see the beauty of life.
Yeah.
Right. I couldn't see it.
What was happening in the brink of insanity?
Everything was happening and nothing.
What
That's
do you
the
mean?
best way I can explain it. Everything and nothing. Like, I'm seeing things, I'm seeing nothing.
Break it down to somebody that's listening, that wants to know what.
I don't know how to explain it. Okay. You're sleeping, but you're not sleeping. You're never hungry. When you eat, there's nothing, like eating is as good as not eating. Like your mind stays playing tricks on you, you're hearing stuff, you're seeing stuff, like your emotions are everywhere or nowhere. Like you just don't know, okay, am I numb today? Am I okay today? Like, oh, I'm up. Why am I up? Oh gosh, okay, I'm sleeping. I hope I don't wake up. Oh fuck, I'm up. You get me? Like so much happens at the brink of insanity. I don't know how many people can relate to that, but for me it was everything and nothing. Like all I knew was I'm tired. My soul is tired. I want nothing no more. That's all I knew. And my sister was like, yo, I drew out your eye. My sister, I have a younger sister called Madla. She's like, yo, I drew out your eye. Let me show you. And she showed me her sketch pad. And she drew such a very beautiful eye. And I was like, I want this. And then you guys hit me back up and you're like, yo, so what we're saying is, and I'm like, you see, when the universe communicates, I work. I'm still healing. I'm still on my journey. It's beautiful. It's ugly. It's challenging, but it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. That's all I can say.
So is there more that you want to talk about there that, you know, sort of spark people's attention and have questions around them?
In what way? Like, you'd have to ask me.
You have questionable tattoos, ma'am.
Yeah. I keep forgetting I do. I really keep forgetting I do have questionable tattoos.
Do you want to talk about the Grim Reaper on your arm? What is going on there? Like,
this right here has to be my most sentimental tattoo.
what was going through your mind?
It's what had hadn't happened, what had happened and didn't want to happen. That's the time I tried to off myself. And this nigga looked at me and said, off myself.
Yeah.
And this nigga looked at me in the eyes and said, nah. Literally shook his head and said, nah. And I was like, sharp, sure. That's it.
Was that in the form of a dream or you just saw it?
I don't know, bro. 1 minute I'm bathing, the next light. And I was like, fucking yeah, no.
So that's when you like, I'm gonna tattoo a Grim Reaper.
It's a constant reminder that, like, bruh, even if you want it, like, everyone that has had a suicide attempt before usually has a feeling, let me not say everyone, but for some, usually has a feeling of like, okay, that didn't work, so that means I'm not here by coincidence. It's like a wake-up call. You get me?
I get you.
So for me, it was more than just a wake-up call. It was I don't know how to put it, but it felt like the Lord had slapped me so hard in the face. I was like, I'd bet sure.
I felt that.
Say less, say no more. Like, that's how it felt. Because, like, hear me out. You can be tired. You can be tired. So tired. And it's like, I want nothing anymore. It's fine. I'm fine like this. Even when you're not fine, you're convinced or you're content even when you're not. And it's like, I'm fine. I'm happy. Even if I could die right now, I'm happy. Right? And then when you actually there scheming, you're happy, it's like, bro, but are you really happy? Are you? Are you sure?
So now, how has it really helped you on the journey or still helping you heal?
Okay, I love my Grim. It has a name. His name is Matthias. I don't know why, but it just clicked. And I was like, okay, your name is Matthias. He has his hourglass there. Her name is Ruby. So it's Matthias and Ruby. MNR. Yeah. So it's a constant reminder that every single day is a time clock. This is literally my internal watch. You got to roll on. Oh, my bad. You got to roll on. You got a whole entire actual watch that goes TikTok. Mine goes TikTok. That's why every single day I wake up and I'm like, I bet let me go make this money. I bet let me go and hustle. I bet let me go and do these piercings. I bet let me learn how to do this ink because I give a fuck about this ink. Like, this is my type of depression, and hear me out. It can kill me and I'm sharp. They said take what you love and let it kill you.
Have similar motives, but we express them differently.
Yeah.
Through tattoos. Body mod.
Hi guys, it's a DJ again, 5 minutes of your time. So Ndu and I have prepared 3 questions for each other. Basically, get to know me type questions. Yeah. So if you're curious, you can jot down your questions. We'll get back to them on your next episode. Yeah.
Definitely.
But so far, these are questions that we've thought of and curious about.
So you want me to ask first?
Yeah, start first. I don't trust you.
Well, nah. All right. Yeah, I have a question. My question number 1 is, do you think men really hit you up because of how you look with your tattoos?
Yes. I'm very convinced.
So, meaning stripped of tattoos, they wouldn't look at you?
No, like they would. Like, hear me out. Before the tattoos, I looked hella good. Like, I look real good.
Do they hit you up like how they hit you up now?
No. That's what convinces me that right now it's for the tattoos or because of the tattoos. Like, there's this thing that I've discovered after getting the tattoos. Most people are into girls with tattoos, and it's like, oh, let me experiment. Let me just check it out. And I'm not an experiment. Even how, like, people hit on you with tattoos is different from before the tattoos. Way different. Sometimes annoying.
So now, how do you
better.
surf and see who's real or not, or who sees a piece of meat? Because other gents are just looking at, like a person,
I don't even try.
Pardon?
I don't even try. Not interested. Just hear me out. Right now in my life, it's me and my bag and God.
So
That's
you ignore the noise from men.
Wow. Like, if you're not here to contribute to me spiritually, like, and motivate me to get where I'm going, I have no business whatsoever trying to listen to what's coming out your mouth.
You heard the serious hand, gents. Serious hand. Very serious in life. All right, cool. No, hit me up with your question.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. If you had to pick one tattoo to represent your entire life story, what would it be, and what would you say it has contributed towards your journey?
It's really hard to just pinpoint one tattoo because, most of my tattoos are part of a story. They form a story. So it's still part of my journey, of which my journey is still, continuing. So there is a couple. I can't choose one. Choosing one means just, one story. There's a lot of stories that make up my journey, So I would say all my pieces are part of my story, So all of my pieces, they do have a story to tell about me.
That's good.
Yeah. So I don't have mistake tats. Some might not look so good, but they also have a story behind them.
Yeah. Felt. Okay. Your
Hundreds. All right, my next question for you, madam. Which tattoo did you get at your lowest moment, and how did it help you to get back up?
My lowest moment.
Where you felt like shit, things ain't working out.
All of them.
It's it's like it's just messed up. Fuck everything. Fuck everyone.
All of them. All of them. All of them. All of them. All my tattoos. Okay, let me not say all my tattoos, because then, like, not some of them don't even mean nothing. I just liked it. I was like, let me get this on me. But all my tattoos, I got them either consciously or unconsciously when I was down in the pits, where there's a difference between looking like your problems and your problems looking like you. And I was looking like my problems. And my problems went after they started looking like me because of my ink. Get it? But yeah.
I get you. All right. Hit me up with yours.
Tattoo regrets. You said you had a cover up.
Okay.
Why you
putting out my laundry?
They can rewind and check it out. It's late.
Yeah, I do have like tattoo regrets, man. There's tattoos that I've done, at age where, you know, I was a bit younger, you know, naive, wave type of vibes. But at a later stage, you realize it, nah, man. Because since I was telling you, remember I told you that one of my tattoos are part of, I was in music industry, I was DJing, I was also doing music. But at
You used
some
to do music?
yeah, let's not dive in that. It's not about that. It's not about that.
Okay.
So yeah, I used to be in that sector. So some of my tattoos were from. Hey guys, don't follow me now. Some of those tattoos were from that time, you know. But that's a time in my life where I was in that, you know, industry. But now I'm no longer in that industry. Years later, so like, you know what. I'm not even there. I don't think I have the same passion I had before. So those were my regrets. Like, okay, you did it in a spur of the moment. You just decided you want music notes, tattoos. Everybody has fucking music notes now. It's a Tom, Dick, and Harry thing, you know. So look at my stuff. I'm like, dude, were you thinking properly? Where are you at in life now? What are you doing? You know, does it even relate to you? You know. And yeah, after I covered them up, I still did. There was still a shitty job.
You got jailhouse tats.
Let's not talk about that. It's too loud. So yeah, my last question to you is: as part of your self-confidence and looks, do you think tattoos play a major role in your life?
Yeah, hard.
How?
Okay, for me, they're a form of expression and beautification, right? It's hard to tell people what you're into and what you like, you know. And for me, my ink is the best way to explain it. Like, hear me out. It's weird. I know for a fact I have questionable tattoos. You get me? Like, oh my God, you have a casino? Do you gamble? Oh my God, is that dumb? You get me? Like, tattoo.
You're a gangster.
Like, you get me? Like, everyone thinks I'm into like gangster shit and all of that, but at that time, it's literally the style and the history behind the style. You get me? I'm into Neo Geo and realism. I fuck with it heavy. That is why I have the type of tattoos I have, and I'd like to maintain this uniform unless I decide, okay, let me be a Christmas tree and change it, switch it up somehow. But this is my comfort style. This is what I want to specialize in when I actually do become a tattoo artist. Not that I'm not one, but like an actual, you know, like I always say this, I don't consider myself a tattoo artist up until I get to Gods of Ink Tattoo Convention. That right there, that's where my tattoo shop is going to be. That is where we are going to be. Okay.
100. So tell me, wake up and you stripped off your tattoos. How would you feel? Would you feel the same way how you feel now?
I'd feel naked
Everything
without my
gone,
tattoos.
rubbed off.
I would feel the same way I felt before the tattoos, if not worse. If we
So
left
basically,
already,
you would go into the same box.
yeah. Like, hear me out, right? Before, I wasn't this bubbly person that could actually easily come off and be a funny guy whenever I wanted to be a funny guy. Before that, a lot of people felt like I came off as an asshole. I was too hard, I was too loud, I was too energetic. You get me? I was too loud. Or I was too reserved. There's a switch to the way I feel and behave outside. You get me? But then most of the time, it was usually like, you get me? Now, with my tattoos and the type of healing I'm going through, I've just literally hopped on my I don't give a fuck pill. Like, I could give 0 fucks. It's either you like me or you don't like me. Either way, I couldn't care less.
So they play a major role
Yeah.
in your life.
Like, right now, there's nothing that can break my confidence.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it.
Like, you can try. But yeah, got confidence. My ancestors are standing up for it 10 feet down, 10 toes down.
Danko, I hear you. You have the last question for me, right?
Yes, I have the last question for
Hope
you.
it's not too hard. Don't go too hard on me.
Okay, out of all your tattoos, right, which is the one tattoo you'd say saved you? There's always a saving tattoo, a tattoo that you got in the pit and after saved you? Like some way, somehow, it could be spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, but which tattoo saves you?
It's my face tattoo.
Yeah, you do have a face tattoo. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah. Well, with the face tat, I was going through a lot. I was going through a lot because when the whole thing started about the Soweto Ink brand, it was just difficult. As any business person, becomes difficult, and sometimes you don't know what you're doing. So at some point, there was a huge struggle that I faced, where business was just falling apart. Things were not working out at all, and to some point extent, I thought, you know what if I go back to my 9 to 5? What if I go become comfortable like everybody else and, get a wage, and just, have minimum stuff? And I said and thought about it. I was like, nah, I'm not that person. I can't live off a wage. I can't live off, being comfortable. I can't live off being comfortable with debts, because I've done that, went through that. I was like, no, you're going to do this regardless, whether it's hard, difficult, painful, you're going to do it over and over, And for me, there was a point where I had to create something that's going to stand in between me and the corporate world, That was my face tat. No, because I didn't want to get hired. I didn't want to get hired. I have no desire of working for someone, Even in my deep, darkest days when I wake up, I'd rather go sell oranges and apples. I won't work for someone. I'm not that type of person. So this resembles a very deep point in my life where I had to decide what to do and stick with it, whether it's hard or not, So yeah.
Deep.
You want to know what it means? It's just my year age, 86. So when I come across people, I just tell them I'm a gangster, Got it from Biggie Tele. So yeah, that's my tattoo that really, speaks a lot about, a low point in my life.
Okay, felt. I got you. Yeah, that's a wrap. Don't forget, if you have any questions you want us to answer, jot them down below and we will get back to them on our next episode.